Good afternoon, back again down on the plots. It's Sunday the 31st, is it? So Sunday the 31st of March. April Fool's Day tomorrow, anyway, Monday. So we've been down the plots, as I say again. The family's just got off because they're going swimming, and I wanted to go too, but I've got a load of work to do down here, so I'm going to get that done, because next week we're going to be going on a special day out on Saturday, so probably not be coming down on Sunday. Anyway, that's besides the by, isn't it? That's by the by. We've been planting some more berry bushes. I'm cracking on because we've more or less finished off the paths. It's cost nearly £80 in woodbark, £80 sterling in woodbark. Just get inside for a minute, because I'm aware of the wind. I need to get something sorted out with the microphone set up, I think, for the videos. Yeah, it's better, a bit more light on the matter, I think. Okay, so down the plots again, as I say, we're going to be rearranging some of the beds today on the original 0.1 Little Farmer's Farm. Little Farmer's Farm 1.0. Just because it seems like the thing to do. I'm going to try and maximise space, get some more beds in, get it ergonomically and efficiently set up. Although I do like the higgledy-piggledy nature of some of the beds. It's not the best for growing, it's not the most productive. I want to strike the balance between production and aesthetics, so it looks good. It's a bit quirky, but also we can get the maximum production out of it. I'm going to start doing like the seaside allotment guy. Is it Steve? There's that many I'm onto now. I can't remember the names half the time because I'm right bloody. I've my mind like a sieve for some things. You're dead busy at work and you've got to be on the ball at work all the time, and then you're doing your plotting in your garden and you're sorting the family out and the YouTube stuff. Sometimes you get a bit confused, and I can only apologise to that. I was on with John Kohler last night. I wasn't on with him, like we weren't doing a collab or anything, but I was on his live chat last night, and in his live chat he answered a couple of my questions, which was good. But there's a girl called Becca, or Becky, who I think has just joined us, just joined the Little Farmer's Farm channel, and has subscribed to us. I subscribed to her last night. I'll put the link down below. And it was funny because it was like about 1:30 in the morning, and I was going to go to bed about 12:30 last night. And I've been catching up with some of your videos and some of the other growers' videos. I was going to go to bed anyway. I'm rambling a bit now, I know, but I saw that John Kohler at growingyourgreens.com was doing a live chat. And of course his live chats a couple of times. He was the guy, John Kohler, who first got me into growing in about 2011, first piqued my interest in it. And yeah, he's fantastic, check him out. He's very big, you probably know about him already. He's a massive American grower, a huge channel. Not sure how many subs he's got, I didn't really check last night, but I'm sure it's over 500,000 subs he's got. And he's been going for some time. Really good organic grower. Anyway, I'll crack on with what I'm doing, see if I can catch up with John Kohler. And if I can catch up with John Kohler, that says, if Tony O'Neill can catch up with John Kohler, that'd be good as well, wouldn't it? Get Mr. O on it. UK, here we grow. Keep saying that, don't I? Keep bigging him up. Right, okay, so I'll crack on, and I'll see you in a bit. Bye. Yeah, so this is what we've been doing on 2.0. Got some comfrey plants in as well there that Pat's give us. I'm going to water them up now. Gooseberry bush there. Not sure what type of bush there. Not 100% anyway. Could be a blackcurrant. I know for a fact that these are blackcurrant. They've just gone in. Got these blackcurrant here. It was Kelly, Somerset Kelly, who gave us the tip off about these. These are too close together. These are blueberry bushes. Sorry, not blueberry bushes, blackcurrant bushes, Christ. They're too close together, so I'm going to take that central row of them out and move them somewhere else. We've got all the different types of raspberries that we got the other day. We've actually picked up some more raspberries there, which are autumn gold, and there was another guy I was chatting to last night, and I forget who it was I was talking to. He gave us a tip off last night. I can't remember. I will check and put that up later on. And they're called autumn gold, which are a sort of gold yellow raspberry as they come through. Like with most raspberry canes, they'll spread under the ground and pop up, and hopefully in a year or two's time they'll have filled this section of the bed up with raspberry canes, because they do spread their wings underground, and you pop up, you get more plants. It's the plant that keeps on giving. These are tiny ones, aren't they? Thorn-free blackberry. So yeah, we've not put too many blackberries in, to be honest with you, because the blackberries grow in proliferation all over the countryside around where we live, the wild blackberries, but they do have the thorns. But we like going out and getting those, harvesting those around August time, August through September. Right, so I'll show you what I'm going to be doing on this side today. Hopefully, I'm going to be rejigging some of these beds. What has been suggested by quite a few people now is that I get long beds. Instead of having these 6 foot by 4 foot, we go for the long bed option. That's the layout as it is now. I've started to take this last of the caged netted beds down, because I want to grow more openly, still protecting them, but I'm going to protect the crops in a different way by blasting them with water and things. You know what I mean? Like leaving them open to the elements, keeping the eggs from developing from the cabbage white butterflies and the other little bugs, by giving them a good blasting with water and other control measures, rather than encasing them within them. Because although it worked, it didn't 100% work, because as soon as you sort of open it up, it's so easy for a little cabbage white or something like that to creep his way in there, and then you'll close the netting off. They'll lay their eggs, or she'll lay her eggs anyway, and you've got a contained crop of caterpillars. So it's a 50. I don't know. You know what I mean? I'm debating with it. I'm debating with whether or not to net everything up, because it does look better when it's open growing. So I think that's where we're going to go. We're probably going to go 50-50 this year. Have open growing and netted growing, and see how we get on. See how much mither it is. Is it a mither that's worth the mither, or can it be controlled in other ways? So we're going to be growing up there in the netted, and probably a lot of this down here is going to be open growing, with actual manual physical controls that we're going to be putting in, which we'll talk about later. I'll do a bit more research into that, actually. And if anybody's got any tips and hints about, keeping your plants bug free whilst open growing, then that would be very, very much appreciated. I'm going to be getting down here now through the whole season, probably for at least half an hour to an hour every night. So yeah, anyway, we'll crack on. Right, so while we've got about 4 hours available this afternoon, it's 2:30. I'm intending on leaving at 6:30 to get me tea and that. This bed is going to be rotated and attached to that bed. So we've got the one long bed, which will be a good 6 foot long, okay, by 4 foot wide. Now it is going to go relatively close to that cherry tree. As you can see there, it'll be about a foot away from that cherry tree, but I think I can live with that. So what I've done is I've scraped back the wood chip and bark that's in the middle bit there. That's where the 2 rhubarb plants were as well. But I've scraped that back. The rhubarb's been transplanted and moved. This is going to be rotated. So first of all, I'm going to get all the soil out of that and stick it in that gap between. There's a big mound, which will save myself a bit of a job, won't it? And then this will be uprooted in its entirety, hopefully, rotated and plonked there on the end of that one. So let's crack on. Yeah, so dead easy job that. Took about 10 minutes. No, it took about an hour to do it. So it's turned around from where it was, which was there, up against that one. Flipped it around and sent it up that way. So, you know, I've got a sneaking suspicion I'm going to have to take that cherry tree out and move it up there. And it's getting its buds on. I think it'll be alright. I'll have to dig the hole, put some goodies in for it, into the hole, and plant her back up. But yeah, so the plan is, and also I'm going to put a small bed at the front here, and have it for flowers probably. Have flowers in it, flowers and herbs. But that's one of the long beds. We're going to be, perhaps not today because might not have time to do it today, but I was thinking about extending that so that it's a big long bed along here. There's the same width all the way along, so that would mean narrowing that a little bit, because that's 5 foot and that's only 4 foot. Having it as a wanner, going right to the very end, all the way up to there, and then across there in an L shape. As for this in the middle, this will be moved to make an 8 foot by 6 foot, so that's 6 feet that way, and it'll be 8 feet that way, and 8 foot by 6 foot, and that should marry up with these two. So essentially what we'll have is a path that's going to be about that wide, about as wide as that, going all the way up. Now you might say, well, that's a waste of space. Well, it isn't going to be, because what's going to happen there is all the bucket growing is going to be going on in there, and we're also going to be having flowers in there as well, interspersed in buckets that can be moved around, moved back, so I can get into my beds and then move back there. So you'll have the buckets all the way up the middle, and I'll just move them to one side when I want to do each bed. Yeah, that's the plan in my head. So yeah, and then we've got access paths down both of these. So path there, path there, path there. I'll be doing the same sort of thing. I can be putting buckets into the, and you just move the buckets out of the way when you want to get down the path. And in essence, I think there you're going to be maximising your space rather than minimising your space, I think. So I'll see how I crack on. My mate Steve's making us a cheese on toast butty up there, this special device. So we'll have a mooch up there now and have something to eat. That's a cheese toast he made with a ridge monkey. And Steve'll show you the ridge monkey.
Brilliant.
Absolutely brilliant then. It's like one of them lecky brevels, but not lecky. You put it onto that on a low heat, don't you? Make your butty, put it onto that on a low heat, and it makes your cheese on toast. Fantastic stuff. It looks a good butty, that, mate. It was last week. Cracking butty. Cheers, mate.
You want?
And there's the case for it, the Ridge Monkey case. Superb, that, isn't it? So there you go. Nice one, Steve, isn't it? Now that was a superior sandwich. That was fantastic. That device, although it looks very simple, is excellent. Do you know what he's doing for me, Steve? He's doing us a Marks and Spencer's bacon sandwich now. Toasted bacon sandwich with Marks and Spencer's bacon. He's ace, Steve. Cheers, mate. Lovely stuff. So yeah, that bit of sustenance has given me the energy to complete that long bed. It's a 3-section bed, as you can see. This bit, I'm thinking I'm going to be doing, as I say, flowers, yet to be decided really, herbs and stuff like that, because I do want a herb garden, but I don't know whether I'm going to put the herb garden on that side. Might split it, have 1 and 1, different herbs. Christ knows, the world's your oyster when you've got this much space, you know. I'm so happy that we've got all this space now, it's fantastic. Just needs all sorting out, so we're going to get some more beds in here. using these long uns. But low level, doesn't have to be too high. These are 8 to 10 inches high, these beds here. Because I was a bit of a John Kohler fanatic and he's got the proper raised beds. I wanted them that high, but it would cost a fortune to do that. And what we've learned really over the last year of doing the Little Farmer's Farm is that you don't particularly need really big high beds like that. Low section beds, if at all. As you look around on the plots, which I could take you around actually, and I will do probably next week. I'll ask permission from some of the other growers to go and have a look at some of the other plots. And many people are just growing in the ground. Excuse me. You'll see it on some of the other growing channels that you'll have sort of grass paths or whatever, and then actually cut into the grass is where you do your growing. And absolutely nothing wrong with it. I mean, if you look at two plots of heaven at Bill and Val's channel there, most of their stuff, from what I can gather, is done directly into the ground, no messing about, straight in, and they get cracking results. Bill gets fantastic results, and so does Val, just by doing it that way. So being a newbie, I just followed the old John Kohler guy and did it like this. But there's nothing to stop you doing it half and half, all in the ground, all in raised beds, all in buckets if you want to do. I mean, there's no fixed and fast complete rules about it. Horses for courses. Give it a whirl, give it a try, see what you like, and Bob's your uncle. So as I say, what we're going to do next is we're going to get I'm going to have to move that tree, but I'm not going to do that today because it'll break my heart moving that tree. It's been moved once before, so I've just got my fingers crossed for it. This one's going to be done now, whilst he's doing me bacon toasty. Absolute star, Stephen. Thank you very much, sir. You're an officer and a gentleman. Right, let's go on. Let's crack on. It just occurred to me that I never actually showed you how I lifted and moved those beds. So just basically get your spade underneath it, use it as a lever. You can put something underneath if you need to, but obviously we've got that curb there, and then that just levers the bed up, and you can sort of transplant it without taking it to pieces as a wanner. Now I emptied all the soil out of the other one, but what I'm going to do is just move the soil around a little bit for this one, so kind of get it in place, get it cut and drop it in. So I'll do a bit of a step by step on it. So we measured that and it's 4 feet, as you can see there. So that needs to be cut down. So what you do, here you go, right here. Oh, there. Mark your line off nice and straight with one of them. Yeah, and do the same both ends, and then cut it off, and then we'll show you the next bit. My bacon butty's ready, so I'll have to see you in a bit. See you in a minute. It's a monstrosity, that. Mad Max, beyond Thunderdome. Look at that. Won't film me. Look at that thing. It's a beast. What a monster. Right, I'm going to carry on with that and get that bed done. That took about, what, a minute? It's fantastic. Yeah, a cracking bit of kit, that. A hand rotavator. That'll not need much more doing to it to get to a decent tilth. We've done this as a big dandelion up there, but I'm going to dig that out. But it's made a start on this as well. A good bit of kit, that. It took us about 15 minutes to do them two. Let's take you down here now. I've rearranged that last bed there, which was the original bed number 1 from this time last year. And it's been turned and it's going that way now. So that's excuse me, That'll be 18 feet long. That's about 16 feet long, or around about 15 feet, something like that long. This is going to be moved, I think. The cherry tree is going to be moved. The beds aren't looking too bad. I'm going to tidy the beds a little bit more and break down the tills a little bit more on them. These ones are going to be okay. Perhaps a little bit of topping off for them ones. Up at the top, all in one. So yeah, a bit of a productive day. I'm going to wrap up now, take everything back with me. Oh, the potatoes are coming up as well. I didn't tell you, did I? I'll just show you these. If you remember from a couple of weeks ago, we did the start of the potato experiment, where we were using the Red Duke of Yorks, and we were using the Ulster Prince, 2 new potatoes, and the Ulster Prince are starting to come through. They're starting to break the ground. If you look there, with them cracks there, that's where they're poking the noses through, look. So they're coming through. Looks like they're all coming through. But I think that, I mean, these I think we're a day or two after these, but they seem to be all pushing the noses up in some form or other. But these ones are definitely coming through. So that's good. That's what we like to see. It's Mother's Day today, so we've got these for Mummy Farmer. Queen of Bermuda. Happy Mother's Day, Helen. See you in a bit, love. And that's us for today, so hope you've enjoyed this episode. Going to be back down during the week, probably 2 or 3 times during the week, to get more done and get more potatoes out and more plantings in, or more seeds started. So yeah, stay tuned for that. Thanks for joining us. If you do like our channel, please like it, comment and subscribe if you really like it. But everybody's welcome down here. We've had a lot of new subscribers this last couple of months, and we want to get to 500 subs if we can by the end of the month, and I think we're on about 450, something like that. So do your best if you can. Give us spread the word. We want to get to 500 if we can by the end of April. It's April the 1st tomorrow, so yeah, if we can pick up another 50 subscribers, that'll be ace. But thanks for all joining in and being part of the family on the Little Farmer's Farm, the growing revolution. So keep growing with your head down. If I don't see you through the week, I'll see you through the window, and have a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful week of growing, or whatever you're doing. Alright, see you later everybody, bye bye.